Hey guys, it's me, Merc, and this is my first video. Feels kind of weird doing this due to the fact that I have no idea what I'm doing, but hopefully this will get easier. So mainly this video is about, well, me. To start it off, I already know if you read my channel description, you're all asking, why not use your real name? Why can't we know anything? Give us anything! Well, to be flat out honest, there are two main reasons why you people don't need to know me in the outside world. One, I don't need people who don't know me hunting me down in real life or on my socials. That's not really fun. And two, I don't want that one person getting too engulfed into my opinions and then going full on Adam on me. Now, I do have to warn you, I am sick during this, so I am sorry if I sound like crap. But with all that stuff out of the way, let's get started with basic stuff. Now, who are my favorite male characters, not including villains? My favorite male characters are Crow, Bronwyn, and Ozpin. Crow just speaks to me in a way where literally he could do the stupidest things, like punch Oscar, and I would still die for him. He's interested in me from the first scene he was in and was very enjoyable and easy to follow. Yes, there may be things here and there that are big flaws that are absolutely annoy the crap out of me, but that's another topic for another day. Ozpin is a totally different story. He also is interested in me, but especially after Volume 6, he really intrigued me. He always had this mysterious character about him that always kept us making all of these theories and ideas about him. But also, it was so clear he cared and still cares for his students. Something that is kind of nice to see every once in a while when they aren't going after a mob of Grimm or throwing the relic down a well. RWBY. Even on top of that, it's also extremely nice to see how him and Oscar, interact, and how even though Ozpin can kinda be sketchy sometimes, Oscar still trusts him in a way. Well, maybe not after Volume 6, but they just have a certain kind of relationship that I've always liked, and hopefully Ozpin comes back in Volume 7 or 8, so we can maybe learn a little bit more about him. Still a lot of questions in the air. Now, who is my favorite female character, not including villains? This one is slightly harder, but my heart is set on Weiss. I love all of the other characters, but to be honest, she's just one that hasn't been totally messed up. Don't judge me for that, okay? There will be a video on it. But mainly the big thing with Weiss, that I hope they will get more into depth in Volume 7, is they need her to stand up to her family. Get in everyone's face, prove that she is in the right, and for once, maybe slap her father back for what happened in Volume 4. Still mad about that. But for right now, I will just say that I'm very excited to see what happens in the Schnee household in Volume 7. Next, who is my favorite male and female villains? For the males, I love Roman, Adam, and Mercury, while for the females, Neo and Raven. Yes, I'm considering Raven a villain. Don't yell at me. Rome was the first villain and male in general in the show that I took interest in. His outfit was very remarkable, and of course his style in general was unique compared to the others. I liked how simple he was as a villain, and I only wished we got to know his backstory better. Adam, oh dear lord. Don't come at me for liking him. I know Adam gets a lot of love, but also a lot of hate. I didn't like Adam at first either, to be honest. From everything Blake hyped up, I expected him to be the next Hitler. But after Volume 5 and Volume 6's trailer, and even a little bit of Volume 4 and 3, that's when I mainly fell for his backstory and development. Now, of course, the writers, in my opinion, screwed up him a bunch near the end of his life, which I am still upset about how he died. I still think of him as an amazing character. Mercury, he's just amazing. Sadly, he suffered the same thing that they have done to many characters, but that's for another time. But he's still an amazing villain. From his backstory to how he acts and to how he fights, it's just awesome. I love his different fighting styles and how great the animators did for all of his scenes, especially against Yang. It's just perfect job, right? That's the one thing they did right, okay? Neo and Raven both have one thing in common. They both have amazing outfits. Just kidding. But seriously, Neo's new look, you are killing it, girl. Oh, wearing that hat, you're looking stylish. Anyways, my girl Nero has always had a special place in my heart. Her and Roman were an amazing combat duo, and their fighting styles clashed well together. And overall, she's just was unique. She's the only mute in the whole show, and her fighting style is probably one of my favorites. I am placing Raven in this category because technically she is a villain. She might turn into a good guy, but overall, she is the one who went on Cinder's side, so I'm technically having her be a villain. I like the small differences and similarities between her and Crow, and I hope we will see more of her someday. I also really hope that we get to see more of her and Yang interact, because Yang's the only one that knows she's the Spring Maiden. Yang, you might want to say something to, her brother about that. She's had so many opportunities to do that. Bro. Anyways, my favorite volume would have to be Volume 3. I liked how interesting it was. All the arena fights and Cinder's planning snippets we would always get were great. I kind of wish they would do that more than just giving us useless and boring shots of Cinder getting onto a ship with Neo. Volume 3 was also very entertaining in the way of us viewers knowing the things the characters didn't know. Like us screaming, Pyrrha, no, don't you use your semblance, it's gonna... Never mind, Penny's dead, great job. They always did a good job at those fighting scenes. The characters bouncing around and taking hits as well as giving them back equally as well. I also liked how the heroes didn't win. I've noticed that every single volume except Volume 3, the heroes have won. We need more villain wins, because if the heroes keep on winning, what's the point of the villains? The villains will seem weak and pointless unless they win something. Literally, Yang got the relics in Volume 5. Volume 4, Ren beat that weird Grim thing. The 2 volumes before Volume 3, boom, they won. And in Volume 6, RWBY went all badass, freaking going into a dust rocket launcher. The heroes need to stop winning everything. They're not invincible. They are kids. They are first-year students at Beacon. They shouldn't be able to beat all these older people. Just saying. That's all I feel like expressing for today. Hopefully in the future I can get into more depth about what I was talking about in this video, because probably one of the first videos I'm going to be talking about is I'm going to be overviewing every single volume. Of course, separate videos, but with the most recent to back to square one. Because, trust me, I have some very, very deep opinions on the newest volumes. I hope to see you guys later. Goodbye.